Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to understand the topic magnetism and this is part 1. So let us move on to the learning objectives. Discovery of magnet, artificial and natural magnet, magnetic and non-magnetic substances and properties of a magnet. So let us move on to this interesting concept of discovery of magnets. There is no such date or year as to when the magnet was discovered. Yet there is a story. So let me tell you the story. There used to live a shepherd boy in the town of Magnesia in Asia Minor. He used to carry a wooden staff provided with an iron sole. One day while roaming, he placed the staff on a blackish rock and its iron sole got stuck to it. He was absolutely terrified. He thought some spirit under the rock was trying to hold his wooden staff. So that's the story. This black rock is actually an ore of iron. It is called magnetite. The name of the rock came from the town of Magnesia, where it was discovered, as this rock attracted pieces of iron towards itself. Therefore, any other substance which had similar properties is named as magnet. So there are two properties of magnet. Firstly, it attracts small pieces of iron towards itself, and this is called the attractive property. If shaped in the form of a needle, okay, so there are these magnetic needles. So if it is shaped in the form of a needle and then suspended freely, it always points in the north-south direction, and this is called the directive property. Let's now move on to artificial and natural magnets. A natural magnet is a material which occurs natural and has magnetic properties, and that is called as natural magnet. A substance in which properties of natural magnet are imparted by artificial means is called as artificial magnet. So we all know the meaning of natural and artificial. So just add a magnet to it, a natural magnet and an artificial magnet. So there are examples. Magnetite is the only natural magnet known to man. It is an ore of iron. Artificial magnet, we have iron, steel, cobalt, and nickel, and the magnets are made out of them. Now, why do we make artificial magnets? We have enough natural magnets. Why do we need to make them? These days, magnets are used in a number of devices like loudspeakers, television, telephones, etc. For making these devices, we require powerful magnets. However, natural magnets are not powerful enough. Artificial magnets can be made powerful, which cannot happen in the case of natural magnets. Artificial magnets can be made in desired shape and size. Natural magnets may break when shaped with cutting tools. So we know that magnetite is a type of stone, right? And it is not in the desired shape and size. So if you want to make it like a bar, okay, when you try to cut it using the cutting tools, it will break. And when you are not caring for a magnet much, or when you are actually trying to break it, its magnetic property is lost. Basically, it loses its magnetism. So this is the reason why we make artificial magnets. Now let's move on to the types of magnets. Can you tell me what is this? This is a U-shaped magnet. What about this? This is a cylindrical magnet. And this is a ring magnet. Okay, so there is a difference here. This is a natural magnet and these are artificial magnets. As you see, this is in the required or desired shape and size, but this one is a pure stone, right? So this is called the lodestone and it is a magnet. These two look similar, but it has a difference. This is the U-shaped magnet and this is the horseshoe magnet. What about this? This is the bar magnet. And we have the magnetic needle. So I was talking about this before. This is how the magnetic needle looks like. Let's move on to magnetic and non-magnetic substances. The substances which are strongly attracted by magnet or can be converted into magnet artificially are called as magnetic substances. So the opposite of that is non-magnetic substances. The substances which are neither attracted by magnet nor can be converted into magnet artificially are called as non-magnetic substances. So that's all about magnetic and non-magnetic substances. Let me give you some examples. Magnetic substances, iron, cobalt, nickel, steel, or their alloys. I'm sure you know what is an alloy. It's a mixture of molten metal, are magnetic substances. So all of these are magnetic substances. But what about non-magnetic substances? Stone, glass, wood, paper, are they do they have that magnetism or that magnetic force in them? No, right? So they are non-magnetic substances. Let's move on to properties of a magnet. There are more than six, but these are the main ones. A magnet attracts magnetic substances towards itself. When suspended freely, it points to north-south direction. So we have been talking about this before. Similar poles of magnets repel from each other. So if you have two magnets, we know that it has a north pole and a south pole, right? So if you face the south poles of the magnets towards each other, it repels. Only opposite poles attract each other. When a magnet is broken, each piece is a complete magnet. It's not that one part is the north pole and the other is the south. Okay? It's a complete magnet that will also have a north and a south pole. If a magnet is heated or handled roughly, it loses its magnetism. So that is what I was talking about before. So here are a few test yourself questions. Name 4 devices which use artificial magnets. Why do we make artificial magnets? Give any 2 reasons. Natural magnets are made from a rock called dash. Choose the odd one out. U-shaped magnet, horseshoe magnet, magnetic needle, and lodestone. I was talking about this. The clue here is artificial and natural magnets. Lodestone is an example of natural magnets, artificial magnets, electromagnet, or none of the above. So do solve these questions for better understanding of the concept. Thank you. See you soon in another video.